So the first thing we want to do is use the best quality flours, preferably organic or genetically or non-genetically modified. I usually use Bob's Red Mill whole grain dark rye flours, which is stone ground. Wallabies. They're also another GMO-free unbleached flour. So microorganisms within these flours to be able to stimulate that activity. So what I'm going to do is always using glass. I'm going to add 100 grams of what I just showed you, the Wallabies unbleached flour. So I'm going to add 100 grams, which is about 2/3 of a cup. Add about 150 grams of lukewarm water. Make sure it's not too hot. So 150 grams, which is about a cup. So what we're going to actually do is mix that in incredibly. Like I said, this is a super, super easy process. Everything that I'm showing you guys, all of the easiest things that you can make, they just take time. And I mean, that's all about slow living, isn't it, guys? What I want to do is pretty much just put a lid on top. We don't want it just lightly placed because we want to stimulate the air inside. And that's pretty much it. That's day one. So I'll come back and show you the 7-day process. Super easy. And I'll speed it up a bit because it is very repetitive over the 7 days. And once the 7 days are done, then I'll be able to step you through how to make our beautiful sourdough with our starter here and with the whey left over from the farmer's cheese that I made last week. Okay, guys, have a great week. Okay, we are on day 2 of Feeding House Starter. So yesterday we popped 150 grams of unbleached, GMO-free, organic plain flour with a cup of water. We've let that rest for about 24 hours. So as you can see, slowly starting to see activity there. It's starting to become a little stringy. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually tip out majority of this and leave about 70 grams of the original mixture below. And then we're going to continue feeding that. So this process I'm showing you at the moment, this is going to be undertaken. We're in day 2, so we're going to have to do 7 days of it. So we're just going to repeat this process for the next few days. So I will speed up the process over the next few days until we get to day 7. So like I said, we're just going to remove roughly about half of it. Okay, I'm just going to leave that much bit. So this will be chucked out. This is going to continue. So this whole process we'll be doing again tomorrow. So we want about 100 grams of plain flour, and unlike yesterday, we only need 115 grams of very lukewarm water, but keep in mind, not too hot, just lukewarm water. 150, it's half a cup of water. There you have it. So as we did yesterday, pretty much the same. Pop the lid on top gently. You don't need to fasten it, it just needs to be on top just to ensure that no particles can enter into the starter. And then I'm just gonna pop that in a dark cupboard and repeat the process for the next 5 days. Here we go, day 3, and we have so much more activity, guys. Check that out, the fermentation process. Oh, look at that, nice and stringy. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, as before, what we're going to do is remove a little, and we're going to continue feeding Ernie here. So as before, we want to leave 70 grams. So keeping in mind that we originally had 150 in here. So just a bit over half that we're going to put into the compost to become beautifully glutinous. Check that out, guys. Okay, so and we're going to continue feeding. So this time I'm actually going to add 50 grams of the Wallabies non-GMO organic flours, and to really stimulate activity and provide our little Ernie here some extra nourishment, I'm just going to add in 50 grams of whole wheat flour. And again with the water, incredibly lukewarm, 115 grams, so roughly about half a cup. And turning that into a beautiful paste yet again. Okay peeps, we are officially up to day 4, and check this out. Woo, look at all of that. Absolutely beautiful, and it has that real lovely, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but you can actually hear the bubbles. But we have literally brought Ernie to life. And that has that beautiful yeasty sweet smell, which means she's almost ready. So we are up to day 4. I'm going to continue feeding this bad. Hello beautiful peeps, we are officially on day 5, so we've only got 2 more days. Let's see how our little Ernie is going here. Whoa, definitely full of life, absolutely thick as. He's grown double in size, so just want to have a look at that. And the smell is just so fermentedly beautiful. So like I said the other day, I'm going to test how well he has fermented. Oh, look at that, guys. Can you hear that? All the crackling. That's beautiful. Nice and stringy. Okay, beautiful peeps, we are officially up to day 6. So day 6 we're going to do things a little bit differently. So we're actually going to, in the past what we've been doing is 50 grams of whole wheat flour, 50 grams of plain flour, and then we've been doing 115 grams of water, and then we were saving 70 grams of original starter. So this time we're actually going to do pretty much the same, but we're only going to save 50 grams of the starter, and we're going to reduce the water to only 100 grams, so about 2/3 of a cup. So I'm just going to dispose of, actually I'll show you guys instead of doing it on the side. Get rid of all that fluid. Beautiful. Okay, I think that's pretty good. See how sticky that is, guys? Beautiful. Okay, so it's significantly a lot smaller than what we had before, and the rest of that's going to go in the compost. Okay. So getting excited. After today, tomorrow we're going to be pretty much doing the same. Same amount of water, same amount of whole grains and plain flour. But tomorrow we'll even reduce it down to 25 grams of the starter, and place all the rest of the mature starter into the compost. So this is the second last feeding. Let's grab the water. Okay, and again we just want it to be a lovely thick paste. And all the flour to dissolve. Don't know about you guys, I'm super excited. soon we'll be able to make some serious bread. So this weekend I'm actually going to make a beetroot walnut sourdough, and then just a plain sourdough too, just to give to Mum as well. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Day 6. Like I said, significantly reduced water. Only kept 50 grams of the original starter and kept the feeding amounts exactly the same. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow on day 7. Bye. Okay, peeps, we're officially on our last day of creating our beautiful sourdough starter here, which is legitimately done from scratch. This is officially a wild sourdough starter. So what we're going to do today is pretty much what we're going to do for our little Ernie here for the rest of our life, or rather for its life, but it can be your life if you choose to. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually reduce the actual keeping of the Ernie. We're only going to keep now 25 grams. The rest is all going to go into the compost. Okay, so there you are. That's all we're going to keep of him. The rest is all, like I said, going to go into the compost. And this is pretty much what we're going to do every day for as long as we want to keep Ernie alive. So same as before, we want to have 50 grams, getting a bit messy here, of the whole wheat flour, 50 grams of the baker's plain flour, beautiful, and 100 mils of lukewarm water. There you have it. Mix them all around. And that's pretty much going to be the process continuing throughout. So I will continue to do this for the next few days, and then come Saturday, time to make our first sourdough loaf. There you have it, guys. Nice and messy. Like I said, here's a bit of a grub. All right, guys. That's the end of that. So enjoy and ask me any questions. And like I said before, got to be proud of yourself because you've legitimately just made wild sour yeast from nothing. Happy baking. See you guys.